Welcome back to another Ace Attorney Online case. I know it's been a little bit, we've been doing other stuff, but now we're back in with a case that actually, this case was the winner of a competition called The Soil is Pink, which is, in essence, I think, just a competition where you have to set a case in it's kind of alternate universe where things are, quite different. So, other than knowing that it's the case winner, knowing the title, Spiteful Lovers in a Perfect World, and knowing that it's by CodingAnt and Sparrow, who I'm acquainted with, you could say. They were a playtester for a Web of Turnabouts. So, and I've played at least one of their cases before. It was a case I really enjoyed. So, not on the channel though. This was before, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be great. So, without further ado, let's get started. Spiteful Lovers in a Perfect World. Got ourselves a fancy little screen here. Few content warnings. They contain spoilers. I'm gonna go ahead and not do that. The fact there are content warnings, so you might want to be aware. How would you live in a world without suffering? No more pain, physical anyway. Medical technology has advanced past the need for it. No sudden tragedies or unexpected deaths. One who does die comes to peace with it long in advance. And no need for money, either. Those who work do so out of their love for the craft alone. Was this John Lennon's world? Too good to be true, I can already hear you saying, yes. Those who envision perfection or want to stare at its grand visage. Yet they oft ignore the foundation that placed it there. How would you live in a world without suffering? Can you? Should you? Would you if given the option? I wonder, would I live in a world with suffering? You may think this not but a foolish hypothetical for snobby intellectuals to ponder, and yet the works of the great Dr. Igor Thales may turn the realm of science fiction into reality, for he has invented immortality. And yes, I am going to say Igor. If you want to know why, go watch Young Frankenstein. Attorney's badge. Attorneys may not be needed as much these days, but I still feel confident wearing this, whatever confident even means anyway. Do I have any profiles? Sophie Lang, age 155. That's me, a defense attorney. I haven't spent, I think, the abnormally large amount of time I've had on this planet reading about the past. Damn. September 22nd, 5:35 PM, Gold 12 Public Library. Listen, you don't look a day over 140, okay? These guys just love to wax poetic about the next stage of human existence, don't they? Guess I can't fault them. Must have seemed like a pretty big change from dying at 80. Well, if you're lucky. It's all a bit overblown, though. Yeah. Excuse me, librarian. Aha, yes, Miss Lang. Miss Lang, is that how you refer to all of your regulars? I thought we were on a first name basis by now. Well, you're the one who called me librarian. You're on the job. I thought it would be more fitting than Pala here. Exactly, I'm on the job, so I should only refer to you formally as Miss Lang. Sorry, did I come off as angry there? Don't worry about it, Sophie. What can I do for you? This lady here is Pala Wedden. She's 139 years old, which makes her 16 years younger than me. We may seem friendly-ish, but I really only know her as the librarian that works here. That said, the library is where I most often spend my time nowadays, so I still know it pretty well. So, the library ain't the place I frequent. I find myself always underestimating her worldliness, the only person I've ever felt any form of kinship with. Damn. Yeah, I was actually going to return this book I borrowed. You finished it already? That was fast. You really eat through our antiques collection. I was actually hoping you'd finish that one soon, though. That was one of my favourites. Not so? Sure, isn't it fascinating? Reading through the perspectives of people who had a finite lifespan? Rather than being desperate for present people's approval, they're desperate to be remembered. Ha! That's one way of looking at it. That's a form of immortality too, you know. Hey, do you mind if we discuss that book sometime? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Why not right now? Huh? Well, I'm on the job. Come on, barely anyone's here. And besides, what do you think they'll do? Steal? Guess that's pretty improbable. Sure, why not? Yes, I get to talk to Paula. This is all I need to succeed in life. Okay. Before we talk, take a look at this. Check this sweet little contraption out. It's shiny. Exactly, and if I know anything, I know that shiny equals good. Does it? What does that thing actually do? What? You don't know about the legendary attorney's badge? Attorneys? Oh, so that proves you're an attorney, huh? Neat. I guess lawyers don't hold quite the standing they used to. So, what do you think of me? Answer positively or I will have a minor mental breakdown. You're pretty awesome. I barely ever see anyone as invested in these books as me. Yeah, no mental breakdown today. Oh no, but wait. What if she only cares about me because of the books? Oh no, Paula doesn't care about me as a person. She just sees me as someone to pass the time with. Sophie, are you alright? I care about you, you know. I don't like seeing you like that. Oh, whoops, that showed up on my face. I'm getting sloppy. I'm just practicing my funny faces. Oh, are you? Well, that's alright then. Haha, expert recovery. I really gotta get better at not reacting to my own thoughts. You're cute. Oh, thanks. Do you like what I do with my makeup? Yeah, it's cute. Haha, she's so dense she doesn't even know that I'm flirting with her. That's a good thing, though. It means I can flirt without committing to anything. And I'm scared of commitment, so it works perfectly. You're pretty cute, too. Wait, she's so dense I don't know if she's flirting or not. Oh, no. Please return the books within 2 or 3 weeks of when you bought them. When you borrowed them. That's all it needs to say. You don't get punished if you break the rules or anything. Because nobody ever does. That's a good thing, I think. Makes my job a heck of a whole lot easier. It's definitely a good thing, then. Books. Everywhere. This whole room is books. That's the idea. This is a library. How many have you read, Sophie? Probably almost all of them. Wow, I'm impressed. I've had time. That was a joke, but it's probably not too far from the truth. Nothing worth dwelling on. So, what are these books on your desk for? I've got to entertain myself somehow, so I've been reading basically everything here. These are the ones I've been reading recently. Some solid mystery stories. You know, I always trust your recommendations. Should I check them out next? Absolutely. This one's a murder mystery that takes place at university. And this one digs through a series of incidents that happened at this place. Rising Stars Talent. Those sound familiar somehow. Sure, I'll pick those up later. Anything else? I think that's everything. I can't move anywhere. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about it. I'm realizing that we don't really see each other outside of the library. That's true. Do you want to change that? Yes. Maybe. We are friends, right? Sure, I'd say so. Ah, but there's the rub. I feel like I don't know anything about you. You're just the librarian in my head, to be honest. The really cool librarian, but the librarian nonetheless. Do you want to know more about me? Yes. Maybe. Well, there's not much to know, to be honest. Surely you haven't just been working at the library for 139 years? Well, I mean, she'd have to be started as a baby. No, for some of those years I was a child. Well, so yeah. I'm kidding. I can never tell when you are. I used to be a nurse, actually. That's something I didn't know. Sure, but I kind of hated what the medical industry was becoming, so I left. It's saving more lives than ever now, though, isn't it? Sure, but... never mind. Don't worry about it. Seems like a sour spot. What about you? I feel like I don't know much about you, either. Well, I'm a lawyer, but this isn't about me, really. Oh! Not dying. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah. Oh, so you agree with me? Most people just stare at me like I'm crazy. I don't mince words. Without the natural cap on our lifetimes, things can get out of control. You can still die from injuries or disease, but only if you go untreated. Medicine's pretty good. So most people just die when they feel like it. That sounds kind of morbid. It isn't, not really. No one wants to live forever. Once you feel like you got everything out of life, you can ask the hospital to put you to rest. If all your paperwork is in order and your family's agreed to it, it should be a pretty clean process. One little needle is all it takes. I heard that in the past they used to execute criminals with a similar kind of lethal injection. Huh, didn't know that. Death is a punishment? But I agree with you, death is kind of necessary in a way. Kids are still being born, albeit slowly, so some death is needed to combat overpopulation. But what I'm concerned about are these people who never choose to die. The longer you live, the more power and influence you can accrue. But if you never let that power go, there's some really spooky 500-year-olds out there. Yeah. Interesting. That's the problem I have with immortality. This is a good thing overall, though. It's actually kind of remarkable, the effect it's had. With no more time limit on life, people have been taking it slow. And that means actually being nice to people in your day-to-day. It's the thing as well, I mean, look at all the people in charge today. You know, there's a climate crisis, and they don't care about it because they know they're going to die long before they see its effects. If everyone's immortal, you know, everyone's got a stake in making sure the world continues to be, you know, livable. Wonder if that's going to get brought up at all. Yeah, did you see that one graph with the crime statistics? It's almost completely gone after 500 years. Yeah, that's something to celebrate. Means I don't get many clients, but that's not exactly a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Book! Supreme Lifetimes in a Paradise Waiting? What was that? The title of the book. Oh. He made a lot of predictions about the future. Some accurate, some less so. Ah yes, in the future there will be no pain. That was a bit of a pipe dream, wasn't it? Yeah, like, watch. Ow! Did you just bash your foot into the desk? It was a demonstration. A painful demonstration. Most interesting to me, though, was his prediction about money. Right, no need for money in the future. Fascinatingly enough, it was kind of right. Money still exists, of course, sadly. But people realised they didn't want to work for scraps for hundreds of years and never fully retire. So the government made it easier to live without a job. You can actually live off of handouts now. And yet people still work. Yeah, because the job needs doing, or because it's their passion, yeah. It's almost like a utopia? That's what the book thought too. I don't know if I agree with it, though. When that book released again? The same year Dr. Igor Tails released the Immortality Serum. Damn, we got his profile. 576, a Nobel Prize winner who invented the Immortality Serum 500 years ago and changed the world forever. Damn, so he invented it at 76 years old. Awfully punctual, that book. So about 500 years ago then. It really is antique. Yep, 2024, 500 years on the dot. Oh, I'm releasing this a year later, so it's actually 499 years ago. Speaking of Dr. Thales, he's still alive, isn't he? Sure is. Now there's one interesting character, alright. Now there's one interesting character, alright. Well, we can actually present his profile here. Probably the most influential person in history, to be honest. Weird to think of him as part of history when he's still alive. Living for hundreds of years would do that to you. Why can't he just be like a normal historical figure, like Napoleon or Plato or Hatsune Miku? I don't think that last one was a real person. Nuh-uh, she's real to me. She's discontinued. That's why she's a part of history. Damn. No more Vocaloids in the future. Would you trade immortality for Vocaloids? This guy, I really don't know what to make of him. He did invent the immortality serum, so that's a good thing. I think. Yeah, but there's rumors he wanted to keep it to himself. Luckily, the public wouldn't let him, so now it's everywhere. But still, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. He could have made it so you have to pay an exorbitant price to even have access to it. Let's be honest, we were probably very close to exactly that. Good thing for public outcry, am I right? True. Now all you need is your usual injection of immortality serum every century and you're good. Too bad he didn't invent it until he was so old. He looks wrinkly to this day. Unlike the rest of us who get to keep our 20-year-old bodies till the end of time. At least it makes it easy to recognize him. Paula, I have a slightly bizarre question for you, but just bear with me, alright? Well, now I'm curious. Go on. Do you want to suffer? Okay, that is a bit more bizarre than I was thinking. Do you want to suffer? Yeah. Damn it, that was too weird. Did I scare her off? Now that is a fascinating question. Can you elaborate? Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, stuff like war and famine and disease are all basically a thing of the past, right? You can throw death into that too to complete the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Quality of life is objectively good, but I don't know. After living for so long, it feels like nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing makes me feel anything. I just want something new. That's the problem with immortality. That's an interesting perspective. I don't agree though. The benefit of such a long life is that you get to check everything off the bucket list. I know I've benefited from that. After all, there's still one thing I really have to do. Those who don't care about that though, they tend to take the hospital's way out before long. I'd really rather think about death right now. Sorry, that was insensitive. Regardless, I can still be surprised by my experiences. I still get sappy reading a good book. So it's just a me problem? You don't need to make yourself suffer to feel something new. Is that so? Maybe I just need therapy. Ah, would you look at the time? My shift's almost up. Oh, right. I guess you'll be leaving then. Yeah, as it happens, I have to visit my brother. I didn't know you had a brother. Yeah, well, you know how I told you can ask the hospital to put you to rest? He's doing that. He's going to take the death serum. I'm sorry for your loss. Don't be. We already knew it was coming since a while ago. I'm just going to be there to say my last goodbyes and let the hospital know everything's in order. Oh, well in that case, can I ask a slightly less bizarre question of you? Shoot. Can I come with you? I think it makes sense to stick together with your friend in a situation like this, right? I don't see why not. The company would definitely be appreciated. Ah, thank you. So, which way to the hospital? It's just a local one. I'll lead the way. 100% something to nothing. Nobody's here. Oh, she's back? No. Same exam conversations. September 22nd, 6:15 PM. Thales Grand Hospital. His room is down this way, I think. You think? Haven't you been here before? Is there a pun with her name? Paula Weeder? I don't know. Maybe pal, because like she's a pal? Igor Thales. Sophie I don't know. If you notice any puns in the names that I don't, then just let me know. Sure, but all these hallways look the same. I'm always getting turned around. I thought you used to be a nurse. Keywords, used to. Paper Mario music! Oh yeah. This is flip side from Super Paper Mario. Love this track. Nah, there's just been a lot of renovations in the past few years. The hospital wasn't even named after Thales when I worked here. Huh, I guess he must have donated a lot of money to the hospital. I guess it's not too unusual. People love naming things after donors. Ophelia! What? Paula, it's good to see you. Here, let me just put this... There we are. You're here to see your brother, aren't you? We're definitely not as close as we used to be, but I couldn't not visit him today. That's a very sweet sentiment. I'm sure we'll make him happy. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude to your friend. And here I was thinking I'd become invisible. Shoot, no, that's on me. Ophelia, this is my friend Sophie. She's a regular at the library. Yeah, she tells other people we're friends. Ophelia's one of my former co-workers. Sophie Lang, attorney at law. It's a pleasure, Miss Ophelia Payne. Ophelia Payne. So is this Winston Payne's, I don't know, grandchild or something? I'm sure you can guess what my occupation is. Interior designer. No. I'm truly shocked that I was wrong. Shocked, I tell you. Say, you said Payne, right? Like the prosecutor? Sophie. No, it's okay. It's not a secret or anything. My whole family being lawyers, I mean. I tried it out for a while I was still growing, but it wasn't for me. I think that voice I went to was a bit too similar to Paula's, so I'm much happier in this kind of profession. I like to take care of people. Huh, that's really nice. Is it my job that's preventing me from feeling anything? Or something deeper? I can't tell. I'm too numb. Well, how are we getting back to work? I have a lot to do before shift change. 191. Gee, she's the... Well, except for him, she's the oldest one here so far. One of the nurses at our local hospital. Her family has a history of legal professions, but she's found satisfaction elsewhere. My bad, I got excited. Here's your bags. Thank you. Come, Mr. Whedon's room is this way. September 22nd, 6:22 p.m. Thales General Hospital, room 202. We've got 3 lovely ladies so far, so I've been having to use my more limited amount of female voices, but you know, I've got to practice, don't I? Here we are. That must be Paolo's brother. I can see the resemblance. But who's this? Damn, that's actually two sprites that we used in Dark Age Saga by pure coincidence. But who's this kid? What voice should I give for him? Let me assure you this. You will be in good hands with Miss Cherry. She's an excellent teacher. I fully trust her to handle your class. I know, but I'll still miss you. You're the best ever, Mr. Whedon. It may be hard for one as young as you to understand, but life and death are symbiotic. They're a perfect match, and one cannot exist without the other. My death will beget new life, so it goes. It is nothing to be afraid of. I'll simply fall asleep. Yeah. Why don't you go and see how Miss Ophelia is doing? I'm sure she could use a hand with her work. Right, I will. Goodbye, Mr. Whedon. Thank you for everything. Knock knock. Hi, it isn't Pala. Sorry for the wait. How are you doing? I hope it wasn't any trouble to come by. Of course not. I told you I'd be here today no matter what. By the way, this is Sophie. Sophie, meet Brighton. How lovely it is to make your acquaintance, brief as it may be. Yeah, same here. What do you say to a dying man? It warms my heart to know my sister has such wonderful people in her life. I'm going to melt. I have time to chat for a while, if you would like. Oh, yes, I have a million questions about this guy. Can't move anyway, can we? Oh, we can present things. Hey, check it out. I'm a lawyer. A lawyer, eh? It appears my sister is in rather intelligent company. Hahaha, that's the last word I'd use to describe myself. She does tend to attract the bookish types, doesn't she? That's more the library's doing than mine, but sure. Thank you, library, for attracting me to Paula. I always suspected my sister would get together with someone as beautiful as you. Brighton? Don't imply anything, or do. It was wonderful. Oh no, how do I admit that actually made me feel really warm and fluffy inside? Red alert, actual real feelings, panic. Oh dear, did I assume wrongly? My sincerest apologies. Oh, this is all I can do to keep the facade. I'm truly blessed to have a sister like her in my life. I can imagine. She's actually the reason I got into the teaching profession, you know. I am? I didn't know that. Well, it's no surprise you wouldn't remember. Since our parents had you while I was in my hundreds, I was often asked to take care of you. I found it bothersome at first, but there was one thing that kept me from saying no. And that was? Your curiosity. The way your face lit up whenever you learned something new. It made me realize that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Teach. Brighton, you're really the greatest, you know that. That too, sister mine. There's a recognizable face. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have had such a long life as this. Are you grateful for that? I suppose I must be. So many great things happened to me in the latter stages of my life. And yet you sit here ready to cut it all away. Why? The nurse has been nothing but kind to me this entire time. I truly cannot complain. Of course she has. Your life is about to conclude. She wouldn't want it to end on a sour note. Oh, yes, but why only extend that kindness to those like me? I sense a passion for health behind those eyes. I imagine she's just the same with all her patients. It truly makes me happy seeing those doing what they love. Kindness isn't special, not in this world. Nothing worth dwelling on. Wow, this computer is, like, actually ancient. I don't know if they've made models like this in centuries. Actually, I've heard that bulky designs like this have been making a bit of a resurgence. It's more of an aesthetic thing than anything. It conveys a feeling of heft and toughness. So, there's no actual benefit to the design? There doesn't appear to be. Then what's the point? I guess the one thing these models have going for them is that they're cheaper. That explains everything. Looking for stuff to examine the bed. This bed looks hard as a rock. They've seriously been making you sit on this? It's comfy in appearance to suggest. No, I admit it could be better. It's not like I'll be here for long anyway, so the luxuries are perhaps not a concern. Why does he look so jovial saying that? It makes me sick to my stomach. Damn. I think that's everything. Yeah. I know introductions are going to be moot in a little while, but, well, we're just meeting, so... Certainly, as you know, my name is Brighton Whedon. I am Palla's big brother. I also happen to teach humanities classes at the local middle school. Used to. Not wrong. Perhaps I should get familiar with using the past tense. For what purpose? I'm having a good life overall, surrounded by wonderful people, like my sister, for instance. But all good things must come to an end, so it goes. No one wants to live forever? Did Pella tell you that? Yes, I don't either, but dying just seems just as impossible to me. I suspect that's less true than it's made out to be. It's certainly true that living forever has its downsides, but life in itself is inarguably a good thing. I can see why people would want to cling to it for as long as possible. But as for me, I already got all I wanted out of life. I'm satisfied with leaving it there. I love what I do, but doing it over and over again would get tiring, no doubt. So you're stopping it before it gets too out of hand. There's a little more to it than that, but that's a succinct summary. Knock knock! Hey, Mr. Whedon! That sounds like a nurse. Come in. That is quite I think that's the Glenelg medicine packet, but they've just put death on it. I'm just leaving this here for later. Hope you don't mind. Oh, no problem at all. Thanks. I'll see you soon. I guess that was all. 286, 139. So that is what, like 150 or so. Yeah. Age difference. Palla's older brother and former middle school teacher. He's preparing to take the death ceremony. He seems so fulfilled with his existence. Well, how do I look? Good. You're awfully dressed up, considering the occasion. Oh, is it odd to look nice on a day like this? No, I suppose not. This is a day to treat with respect. But if it were me, I probably wouldn't bother. Not like anyone would see me like that. Not that I've ever held respect in very high regard. That kid. So that kid from earlier, who was that? Ah, you mean little Ollie. That was one of my students who had come to see me off. He acts young for his age, but he's one of my brightest. I'd be truly happy to see him this day. I'm guessing he wasn't the only one who checked in on you? There have been others, yes, but of all the students who visited me, Ollie stayed longest. Must have been hard for him to let go. I'm afraid that's true, though I do not wish to cause my students hardship with this choice. Don't think of it that way. You forged a really strong bond with him. Of course he'd miss you. Thank you. It pleases me to hear you say that. My one regret with taking the death serum now is that I'll never get to see my pupils grow up. Then why take it? I've taught for many generations, and I wasn't planning to stop teaching anytime soon. But what I've started to realize is that I'm having trouble remembering my old students. I ran into an old pupil of mine a few years ago and didn't even recognize them. My students are all precious to me, so I want to avoid them as much as possible. I'm saddened that I won't get to see Ollie Anderson the adult, but I won't forget him either. What kind of memories if there's no one there to recall them? But then, over such a long stretch of time, I guess memories would have to give anyway. One of Mr. Whedon's students seems to be quite attached to him. 14, okay, now compared to all of these, quite young. But they probably consider like 50-year-olds babies here though, so. It was hard to say goodbye, to say the least. I really will miss all my students. There was never a dull moment in all my long life with them around. I'm glad little Ollie came to visit. I know it won't be easy for him, but I believe he can move forward. He really cared about you. I could see it in his eyes. Yes, and I him, you understand? Ah, little Ollie. Go on, let it all out. So, you're really sure about it? Taking the death serum, I mean. I've thought about it a lot, and yes, I am. Without an end, life is bereft of meaning. To live forever misses the point of life. Right, I mean, I only asked because you seem so content. This isn't the image I had in mind of someone at the end of their life. Your life is happy, clearly, so why cut it short? Such a thing is too much of a good thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get a better answer out of him. Well, Pal is fine with it at least. Right, the family has to consent to the patient taking the death serum. Ah, but it's just you here? Our parents have both already taken it. We're the only family each other has left. Rest assured, I do not intend to leave my sister alone in life. I made sure she was prepared foremost. And it seems I won't have to worry regardless. It looks as if she found someone else to lean on. Thanks, I will think about that every day for the next 500 years and then not do anything with it. Don't worry about me. We both knew this was coming and I've come to terms with it. If this is what my brother has decided, then I'm happy with his decision. Thank you, Pella. I seriously don't get it. How is he so fine with this? If it were me, I'd be terrified. Excuse me again, Mr. Whedon. Come in. I'm afraid we're coming up on time. Time? Oh, for him to take the serum. I'm sorry, but I need to ask all visitors to leave now. Though your appointment still isn't for a bit, Mr. Whedon. You need to prepare for the shift change. Paolo and I both understand. It's the busiest time of day for our hospital. No kidding, are you behind on paperwork again? I'll have it done before I leave. But for the time being... I get it. We'll take our leave. Good night, Brighton. May your memory be a blessing. Farewell, Paolo. I wish you good luck and good health. And you as well, Miss Lang. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. Wheat. 7 p.m. Sales General Hospital waiting room. Are you holding up okay? I mean, you and your brother seem to be all smiles in there, but I think I'll be okay. I don't think I've fully processed it yet. It's what he wanted. I can't begrudge him his peace, you know. I guess so. If I had a family member in that position, I feel the same way. It's hard to tell. My chest aches. What about you? You seem kind of out of it. Dawn saw right through me. Yeah! What was that? I don't know, but I have a really bad feeling. Emergency flat alarm in room 203. Send resuscitation immediately. Room 203? The bad feeling is getting worse. It's the room next to Brighton's. Something's wrong. Let's go! How would you live in a world without suffering? Should you? Can you? I don't know. When we arrived in that room, all I could think was... the tragedy was inevitable. The police should be here any minute. Let's just try and stay calm. Who was that anyway? The guy in the hospital bed, I bet it was him. I think we both know the answer to that question. Yeah, not just anyone has grey hair and wrinkles in this day and age. That was Dr. Thales, wasn't it? Such a long life come to an end, and on his own terms. So, does this mean... Yeah, seems like my brother's injection is being postponed. It is an emergency, I guess. Sounds like they're here already. Hey! Excuse me, which way to the crime scene? Crime scene? Wasn't it an accident? Are you the detective? Of course I am. Will you answer the question? I'm gonna do the same voice I did for the guard in Turnabout in the Lighthouse of Lunacy. Got a lot of familiar sprites here. Room 203, we know the way. Sorry, I can't allow any suspicious parties to accompany me. We discovered the scene. What are you worried about? Besides, I'm a criminal defense attorney. I know what I'm doing. You are? Guess it's alright then. Some stuck up to authority this guy is. Well, if you're coming, follow me. You're not the one who knows where to go. Some 22nd, 7:39 p.m. Thales General Hospital, room 203. The police arrived. Thank goodness. Ophelia, are you alright? I'm okay. Thanks for your concern. So you three, Detective Beck and Cole. And you are? I'm the nurse, Ophelia Payne. Right, let me get one thing straight before I continue any further. You administered the victim's medicine just moments before he died, correct? I said as much over the phone. That's correct. It was supposed to be an ordinary dose of immortality serum, but then this. And you were the only one who had access to the patient's room, yes? That's true. As I thought, this seems like a pretty open and shut case to me. Ophelia Payne, you're under arrest. What are you talking about? Wait, are you serious? There are no signs of external damage done to the body. Cause of death is likely to be poison. The only one who would have any opportunity to give it to him is the nurse overseeing his treatment. And what do you know? Don't you guys stock death serum in hospitals like these? Hold on, this is insane. Don't you actually, don't you need to actually, investigate the scene first? Because there's no way Ophelia killed him. It's not in her. Listen, kid, I've been doing this for over a century now. I know what I'm doing. I don't know if it was on purpose or just negligence, but either way, it's her fault, no question. And if I'm wrong, then we let her go. Easy as that. Your long life's made you complacent, Detective. Officer, be adhere and escort her to the detention center. Yes, sir. And there they go. What are you two still doing here? Did you expect us to leave? This isn't right. Ophelia didn't do it. I'm sure of it. Paul seems to really trust her former co-worker. I'm not jealous. Wait, Sophie, you're a lawyer, aren't you? Sure. You can defend Ophelia. I don't want her to get wrongfully accused for this. Well, she seemed like a nice lady and all, but... Come on. Do it for me? Ah, I see. I'm unfortunately physically incapable of saying no after that. Some suck up to authority I end up being, too. Alright, I'll do it. But not just for you, for your friend, too. This is a bold-faced lie. Thank you. I'll never forget this, I promise. This was a good decision. Not very heartwarming and all that, but your case is still very stacked against you. Alas, I'm forced to agree. It doesn't seem like anyone else had an opportunity to kill him. I'll figure something out. With your cooperation, I hope. Maybe, maybe not. Either or, I can't let you investigate without a request from the suspect. Suppose I should get that, but for now, nothing's stopping me from chatting up the detective. We can leave. Oh, we're gonna make our first save. What, you here to compare badges or something? Cause everybody knows a police badge blows an attorney's badge out of the water. Not true, an attorney's badge beats a police badge every day of the week. If you keep this up, we'll be arguing till the cows come home. If I keep this up, you started it. So, you're an attorney, eh? That's correct. I wish you luck in the trial. I got no ill will towards you folk. Just doing my job is all. Thanks, I guess. So, what was your name again? Pala. Pala, eh? Hope you don't mind me asking, but what do you do for a living? I know your friend here is a defense attorney, but are you gonna help her out or something? That's not my job, no. I'm a librarian, but I'll probably be there at the trial anyway. Sophie and Ophelia are both important people in my life. I want to help them both out if I can. I like that she said this in an extremely normal amount. No, I like that she said this, an extremely normal amount. Well, good fortune to you then. Almost ridiculous to think that someone like him could die like this. He invented immortality. You'd think he deserved to be sent off on his own terms. If nothing else, it's ironic. Some sense of humor you got there. But I've seen worse things. No matter the man he was, I gotta treat this case with respect. No special treatment for you, Dales. This is no different than any other homicide to me. He says it, but does he believe it? No question she's guilty. No one else had the opportunity to do it. Agree to disagree. She wouldn't make such a rookie mistake. But there you're making an argument on emotion. If you take the facts at face value, the truth becomes apparent much quicker. But sometimes focusing on facts over other can cloud your judgment just as easily. Some facts over others can cloud your judgment just as easily. What? We got a philosopher over here? Maybe in your make-believe world, but real life is real life. No one had access to this room except her. That's all there is to it. I normally would agree with you, but Paula trusts in Ophelia, so I'll trust in her in turn. If that's me judging by emotion, then I don't want to be logical. Well, this is the patient next door, yeah? Think I saw him peeking his head out the door earlier. That's correct, yes. He was ready to take the death serum, but then... Sounds oddly familiar to what happened to this fellow. Then there's a connection there. Do you? Maybe, maybe not. But I doubt he'd be that relevant to the mystery himself. Unless something happened in that room next door. I'm thinking of what could have happened. Perhaps this boy swapped his death serum for the medication that Theo's supposed to receive. Perhaps his idea of ending his life was a ploy to be able to murder Igor Thales for some reason. Those are my only two theories so far. Do you think I'll get called as a witness in the trial? I know. Fair enough. Who's this kid exactly? Someone who had come to visit a nearby patient. I think he was with the defendant at some point. That's all. If that's true, I'll probably be called as a witness. Anyone who's got a clue to her actions prior to the murder is going to be a big help. I might go question him later. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. 324. The detectives assigned to this case. The bags under his eyes suggest many sleepless nights, oddly as police don't get much work these days. So, he's the second oldest. It's like 50 or so years younger than Brighton. Older, I mean. I've been on this earth for over 3 centuries now. Count it. What made you choose to live for so long? The world's always got need of a truth-seeking detective. Lies never sleep, so neither does Beck and Coley. I know Paula said she wasn't a fan of people who live a absurdly long time, but this guy doesn't seem so bad. He's just doing his best to be helpful where it's needed. But at the same time, have you never thought that perhaps your long life has hampered that goal? You accused Ophelia almost immediately. It sounds more like intuition than deduction. A detective's got more than one tool in his arsenal. People love to take things slow nowadays, but slow doesn't catch a criminal. This sleepy society's never gelled well with me, I'll be real. An arrogant one, this detective. I assume if we examine anywhere, it'll be... Hey! Did I say you could touch my crime scene yet? Suppose I should let him know when I'm actually officially Ophelia's attorney first. The investigation coming along pretty smoothly, you think? Chill, lady. I just started. Let me take things in a bit first. My bad. The investigation will come along pretty smoothly, you think? Don't act like I can predict the future, lady. I'd like it if I did, but us investigators have been taking some pretty rough hints since 5 centuries ago. Oh, how so? You know how people started taking life slow ever since there stopped being a deadline for their lifetime? Well, taking life slow means technology ain't advancing much these days. So why this world doesn't look so different than it did when I was a kid, and even before then too. Especially bad when it comes to forensics. No one's committing any crimes, so there's no demand to improve our crime-solving gadgets. The world's been in stasis since that day, and I don't approve of it. So there's no new breakthroughs that could make this crime easier to solve than in the past? Not just that, some old forensics tech is actually lost to history. For example, I'd love to examine the contents of this syringe that killed the victim, but I can't. Wait, when did you get your hands on that? Just now, when we were talking. Something weird about it too. See this teeny tiny little hole in the barrel? Oh yeah, something's up with that for sure. I'm a nice guy, so I'll let you in on this evidence. Go on, get a good look at it. Thales' syringe, added to the court record. Received from Beck and Cole. The syringe Ophelia used to administer the serum that seems to have killed Dr. Thales. A small amount of unidentifiable red liquid is still inside, and the barrel has a tiny hole inside of it. But forensics technology can't have fallen too far behind. I remember using fingerprint information in court a few times, so that's still around, at least. You're right there. At least we still got fingerprinting and Luminol. Actually, fingerprinting is one of the few things that we've made some advances in. Is that so? First we're going to talk about the victim. Got any info on the victim? Anyone would recognize that face. Dr. Thales, your advances in the world of science were appreciated, and notorious for clue stuff. So besides that, I got nothing. Figures. Well, how about that autopsy? Not gonna get done eventually? Don't look at me, that's not my job. Either way, the coroner probably won't get to it for a little while. So I can't expect to get an autopsy report anytime soon. That's right, you'll have to wait until the trial, I'm afraid. Luckily, autopsies haven't been seeing the same decline as some other aspects of deduction have. Accidents do happen, and the families like to know how they happened and all. Do you think this death was an accident too? Not sure, but that's not what the trial will be about. Manslaughter is still illegal, you know. So even if we can prove that Ophelia didn't intentionally kill Dr. Thales, it may not be enough. This is rough. It might be tougher than I thought. We'll find a way, somehow. So, you were saying there have been some new advances with fingerprinting. Yep, with some wacky doohickey out of the name of, we can do something pretty special. We can find both fingerprints and glove marks instantly. Used to be it took quite some time and wasn't totally reliable if you rushed it. Now it's much better. Why is fingerprinting so advanced compared to everything else? Honestly, I got no damn clue. Coincidence, I guess. I see. Anyway, if you ever want to find some fingerprints or glove marks on something, just find me. I can't imagine the fingerprint part will be too useful, though. Seeing as we're in a hospital, gloves are pretty common. Glove marks still work? Yep, so just present whatever you want and I'll help you out, kiddo. What about this? Can you check for prints on this syringe you just gave me? I was hoping you'd ask that. Sure can do. No prints, but we got some glove marks. 2 sets of them to be exact. Looks like a couple people touched this thing. Glove marks? Oh, wait, I remember. One of those probably came from Ophelia, but what about the other one? Has 2 sets of glove marks on it. Check on my attorney's badge. Well, we can get out of here then. September 22nd, Thales General Hospital. From out here, you can't even tell that anything's wrong. We can gaslight ourselves into believing that's true. Just never go into Thales' room, ever. And ignore the police crawling all over the place. And the hospital staff panicking, and yeah, it's basically completely fine. Wish I had your sense of humor in a situation like this. I don't. Nobody's here. I'm assuming Bio has a bin. Oh, Sophie, you'll love this. Guess what this bin does? Gets rid of trash. Close. It actually converts the trash directly into energy. No need to worry about messy waste disposal systems. This gets rid of trash entirely. Hey, it's like Mr. Fusion of Back to the Future Part 2. Oh, that's neat, I guess. Well, first technically appeared in the end of Part 1. You know what I mean, it's mainly in Part 2. Isn't it? No trace left behind. I get the feeling she's more amused by this than I am. Nothing worth dwelling on. What about this? A fire extinguisher. At least they're prepared for some emergencies. It's on the floor. I don't think that's where a fire extinguisher is supposed to be. No, they're still prepared for the emergency of needing to give somebody amnesia. How does that track? If you just hit somebody in the head with it, they're guaranteed to lose their memory 100% of the time. This is an extremely common circumstance you need to be prepared for. Sure, I guess I'll buy that. She's been reading a Phoenix Wright history book. This is the door to Mr. Whedon's room. This is the only place that anyone should have died, so why? I'm sorry, brother. You'll just have to wait a little while longer. See if there's anything else I can examine. I don't think so. So let's. Oh, we can go into Whedon's room. Back into. Well, we've been to Thales' room. Let's go into Whedon's room. 722nd, Thales General Hospital, room 202. Brighton, you're still here. Did something happen? I heard screaming. Yeah, the patient next door was murdered. That's what it seems like anyway. All we know is he's dead, and not because he asked to be. Goodness, a tragedy like that actually happened? It's certainly a rarity these days. So I assume this means... Doesn't look like you're dying anytime soon. I see. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. You're still talking like that and it still creeps me out. So now what? Do we all just have to stay put until they figure something out? Actually, I'm going to be investigating. Right. I suppose it's all in our best interest to get to the bottom of this matter. If there's any way I can help at all, please don't hesitate to ask. I may do just that. Checking if they changed the design at all. No, the bag at all. I always wondered why hospitals put their gloves in weird boxes like these. Small and medium, I guess no one in this hospital has big hands. There's not much difference in hand sizes between the staff here. Apparently no one with bigger hands joined while I was gone, or I'd assumed they'd have been added. Medium's a better fit for me. I remember small being, like, really small. Even someone short like you? I guess. Making fun of short people is my passion, especially when the shortness translates to cuteness. There's glove dispensers like this in all the patients' rooms. If that wasn't obvious, I mean. So, no one with bigger hands... Is that going to be relevant? No one with bigger hands joined while... I'm sure, that probably won't be relevant. Nifty. I mean... Comes in both small and medium sizes. Exists in all the patients' rooms, not just Whedon's. Glove dispenser, just a court record. I didn't even mean to examine that, but let's examine this. Oh, the bag that Ophelia left is still here. And inside it is a syringe. This probably has a death serum in it, if it's for Mr. Whedon. That one makes sense. And the bag is labelled death in big bold letters. But wait, look closely at the bag. There's a teeny tiny little hole on the front side of it. So there's what in blazes. You have a sharp eye, Sophie. This is unquestionably suspect. I'm taking it as evidence. The hole on the front side. Are you allowed to do that? So death bag type containers. Found in Mr. Whedon's hospital room. A resealable bag containing a syringe intended for Brighton. Has a barely perceptible hole on the front side. Wasn't there one more? Don't worry. I'll play nice and share it with the detective. What about the syringe? Is there anything off about that? Actually yes. There's another hole almost exactly the same size in the barrel. Not enough for the liquid to spill out, but enough to be a hole, I guess. That's suspicious too. Was someone trying to mess with my death serum? Isn't there something else weird about it too? What do you mean? Never mind. My eyes are playing tricks on me. You mean your eye? Very funny. This isn't glass, it's cybernetic. You're a cyborg? That's so cool. Give it up for blood bags on a pole. This is blood, right? Not some other mysterious substance. What substance would that be? A red one, obviously? Yeah, it's blood. Look, it says O- on that one. But what about this one on the right? Look, it's half empty. It also says B+. It's a good grade in school. I haven't thought about school in decades. Mr. Whedon, was this blood pack always half empty? It was like that since I got here. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Interesting. Maybe it was injected him with the wrong type of blood. That's everything. I want to do one more thing because we haven't told him the name of the victim yet. I want to see what happens if we present that to him. I had no idea he was in the room next to mine this entire time. Could I have done something? Don't beat yourself up over it. You probably couldn't have done anything to stop it. Sophie! That came out wrong. I was trying to comfort him. No, you're right, and I appreciate it. Might want to work on your phrasing now. Fair enough. Thank you, both of you. It's truly regrettable that something like this had to happen today of all days. You've got that right. Right. We're going to call it here. Now that we've examined everything in the room, we're going to continue talking to him next time. I mean, are you excited to find out the truth behind this case as I am? Because this is definitely an A-grade setup. So we'll see you for part 2 of Spiteful Lovers in a Perfect World next time. Bye bye!